Hello, and welcome back to A Journey to King's Cross, a Harry Potter book podcast. We just finished chapter 13, Madeye Moody. The artwork is extremely appropriate, considering we're not always batting 100 in terms of like the importance of the artwork, the chapter, and the chapter name. But we have a pretty distinct picture of Madeye himself. Honestly, probably one of the more realistic looks and stuff in terms of like overarching description, since his face very much does look like it's been carved from wood. If I recall, when I first saw it, I honestly thought it was like a weird mask or something along those lines, because it looks rough.
Yeah.
He looks rough.
You'd seen some shit.
Oh, definitely. We of course started off down in the main hall and everything, like discussing things over lunch in terms of what's going on in terms of like scheduling and stuff, because I'm pretty confident this is still like first day back for them basically.
Yeah.
More or less. And of course, Ron has to make a snipe at Hermione because she comes down to eat. He's like, "Oh, you got hungry."
I mean, on the one hand, I get it. Her picking on Hermione and everything has got to be a fun thing for him to do on a regular basis, considering they're constantly going back and forth on a regular basis. So having an easy W, so to speak, probably would be like leaving a gold like a galleon on the floor or something.
Right. Plus, I mean, it's finally something to make fun of her for, other than like
Studying.
Being an insufferable know-it-all.
But she's our insufferable know-it-all, damn it.
Damn right. Anyway. She, of course, like, blitzes through her food and everything, and it's just like, this girl is on a bloody freaking mission and stuff and everything, and it is kind of wild. We, of course, get a couple of the actual classes and stuff. We start off with puberty, like, implications, because we have the Booba Tuba Pos, which is repeated multiple times throughout the course of, like, the scene and everything.
And the props to the narrator, because he could have said it very plainly, or said it differently every single time, and he went out of his way to enunciate it. Every single time.
He did.
All the while I was listening to this chapter, I was like, Brandy would love this. She would have the gloves on, and she'd be...
I like popping things.
Especially on her husband.
Don't give me that look. You know what you signed up for.
Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of room to complain in that department, all things considered.
It happens.
We also get... so we of course get the mention of Eloise Midgen, who tried to hex her pimples off of her face and everything. And I'm just sort of like... I could really see that.
Curse her pimples off. It's worse than hexing.
All I can think to myself is with people, like, growing into their bodies and everything, I could really see a lot of problems popping up with magic and everything. Madame Pomfrey's probably like, here we go again. Every year, basically.
She's probably like, what idiot thing is someone going to come up with now?
To be fair, in a magical school and everything, with everybody popping in puberty, basically, like, 3 or 4 years in, basically, I could only imagine the amount of things that did not get mentioned in the actual books to keep it, like, PG.
Do you think... Like, so with our kids, we obviously have to talk about the birds and the bees. Do you think they have to talk about the birds and the bees, but then be like, you can't try and magic this way. It doesn't work that way.
Trust me, we've tried.
Letus deletus. I mean, I don't see any pregnant kids running around Hogwarts.
Again... I'm pretty confident a lot of this is PG, to be perfectly frank, because there would be I
know. It's one of those things, they can't include that. We can't encourage teen pregnancy.
We're not encouraging it. It's something that fucking happens, okay? It's not exactly something we'd like to advertise or anything along those lines, but pretending it doesn't exist is not exactly helping the situation, to be honest.
This is true.
Rating system makes absolutely no sense. You can have, God knows, buckets of gore and violence and stuff along those lines, people getting dismembered in every way, shape, or form, but actually have a conversation or a plot point where somebody accidentally gets knocked up or something along those lines. Oh no, think of the children.
Duh. Think of the children.
Don't show the boobs.
Anyway. We do get I did kind of glance over a couple of mentions about, like, the owls and everything else going on with Harry about wanting his letter back and everything. But, honestly, it's just character points and stuff and refreshing people's memories about, like, Malfoy and Neville and everything, side characters and stuff. We, of course, get our first Care of Magical Creatures class and stuff, and we get the Blast-Ended Scroots, which I don't really think they ever actually explain the nature of these, whether or not, like, Hagrid illegally
bred them,
or if there's something else entirely. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's kind of up in the air, but
column B?
Since I don't think Hagrid ever gets into any actual trouble from the Ministry for it, so I'm gonna go in the direction that this is something that does exist and everything. It's probably just not super well known about. Hence why Hagrid's like, well, we're gonna find out. Sort of class teaching and everything.
It could be the Ministry has decided to let you try and breed these, Hagrid, because we need something cool for the Triwizard Tournament.
Oh,
But we don't have much information about it because there's some other illegal creation. But they decided to let Hagrid. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them.
Everybody turns
This is sanctioned by the Ministry.
As an apology for 2 years ago when we threw you in Azkaban for no reason.
Valid. It is kind of rare, though, that we get one of the few occasions where Hermione and Malfoy are probably on the exact same page.
Hermione, don't ruin the fun.
To be fair, I'm the type of person that would also argue against a point that I agree with, if for no other reason, despite the person that I do not like that's arguing in my favor of what I want. I've gone out of my way to antagonize people and instinctively go against my own beliefs and stuff, if for no other reason than to piss off somebody who's particularly angered me in the past.
Wow, what did I ever do to you?
You know what you did.
At this point, no.
I'm surrounded by women with memories of goldfish.
What are we talking about, Brandy?
Yep.
Good job.
Sorry, I just was looking through the Fantastic Beasts and where to find them so I could look up the Blast-Ended Screw, and I just came across the picture of the Ukrainian Iron Belly. And he's got a fucking Armada ship in his mouth.
That is a big Ukrainian Iron Belly.
Yep.
Oh, so that's what explains what's happening over there in Ukraine right now.
The Iron Belly. That's why they're winning.
Dragons.
And then the dragons arrived. Everything is fucked. Let's try not to talk too much about current events right now. If you know, you know.
This makes the ghoul and Ron's attic look way more terrifying, because this is huge.
Also, I don't think the Blast-Ended Scroots are in there.
I think she's just sort of nosing through it at this point on the off chance that it is. But we, of course, get the Blast-Ended Scroots and stuff and everything, and Hagrid is just having the time of his life. He loves these creatures. And on the one hand, I could easily see, like how somebody could take Hagrid wrong in terms of, like, his enthusiasm and everything. But personally speaking, this is definitely the eye of a man who enjoys and loves interesting magical creatures and wants to share his fascination and love with other people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see any maliciousness in the guy, but I could see how people could misconstrue his enthusiasm for maliciousness. Especially since, like, you know how people, like, kind of treat it. Of course, another thing that kind of hints a little bit of the puberty thing is the fact that we have the differences between the two glass-tinted spruits with like the stinger and the suction cup bellies and all that other stuff. It's one of like if that also makes sense. We're really hitting on the everybody's growing up with this book basically sort of thing. Because we get off of that event and everything, and we end up hanging out with Professor Trelawney, and of course that's where we get the Uranus comment and everything from Ron, which gets them a buttload of homework.
Not how it was pronounced.
I know. I know.
The audiobook.
I know. But I have to admit, though, considering how miserable Harry is in this class and everything, I am, honest to God, surprised he didn't drop this class as well, as alongside Hermione. I think, like, Harry is just sort of like, well, I've suffered through 1 year of this and everything, I might as well just keep going at this point, because catching...
Yeah, but come on, putting yourself through it again?
Considering how much Trelawney, like, just puts her foot in her mouth over the course of this as well and everything, it's a wonder why both of them put up with each other at all.
I've since you were born in midwinter, dear. I was born in July.
You would know that if you had looked at my student record.
Or paid attention to the news. I'm probably a national holiday at this point.
For now.
How many biographies have been written about Harry Potter?
Probably
Too many for a 14-year-old boy. They're going to constantly have to be writing new ones.
I honestly don't think there is anything from his actual perspective. I think he's mentioned in a couple of books that Hermione mentions in the first one.
That's why they're biographies, not autobiographies.
I think
or
that...
memoirs.
I'm only bringing it up because I'm pretty confident in Half-Blood Prince. There was a guy that goes to one of the Slug Club meetings and tries to get a book deal or something along those lines out of Harry.
Well, yeah, because at this point he's... By book 6, he's a celebrity. Like, you know... he's fought the Dark Wizard who's rising up in power again and all this.
My point was kind of being in everything that while he's probably mentioned in books and stuff and everything, there really isn't anything that's directly gotten first-hand information from him. Because he's not actually taken any time to, talk to anybody about this crap.
But that doesn't mean there's not plenty of books writing about him. Who knows how many wizards have stalked him as a child?
I'd like to think that Dumbledore probably wanted to make sure that wasn't happening. But, again, this is pure speculation, and going back and forth over this is kind of like a exercise in, debate club, basically.
True.
Which basically boils down to who sounds right and who's the most convincing more than who is actually right when it comes to that crap.
True.
But, yeah, we get the whole back and forth with that, the whole planetary stuff and everything, which I feel should be, something, obviously this class needs to be third year because they have to already have astrology classes to begin with and everything. But this feels more like a subset of the astrology classes than more like divination and everything, you know what I mean? This feels like they could have probably separated these things a little bit, in terms of, which, thing. But then again, astrology seems to be more of an impact on, certain types of potions and stuff and everything. So just knowing where the planets are in alignments and everything for if you ever need a magical potion, say, the Animagus transformation thing. I do like how some people actually do point out that, in the story, she's treated like a fraud, but a lot of things are on point if you're willing to actually squint and actually look at some of the more interesting details. She's focusing on the soul of, Voldemort inside of Harry, which was born in the December area, and had a relatively miserable life.
I forgot about that.
A lot of the overarching fan theories on Reddit, basically. Or Tumblr.
Oh, and that also
Tumblr.
explains, his, Harry doesn't seem to have this... When she was describing his stature and everything, that doesn't sound like Harry. I forgot about that theory.
I thought Ron was the one that was making comments about somebody being a midget.
What? Oh, no, it was, no, let me see the book.
To be fair, Ron picking on Harry for his height and everything sounds like a very, best friend coded type of joke.
Let's see.
I think after that we get the nice little conversation with the twins and stuff where they're talking about Moody, and of course we get the incredible bouncing ferret, which
So good in the movie.
is pretty good. I like the added detail of Ron being like, "Don't interrupt me. I'm trying to get this like personally
He really could
ingrained
have
in my
heard him.
mind.
It's a good thing McGonagall came and like, "Shut up, Hermione!
I'm trying to."
I don't care if he breaks a leg
He says that this is the
or a nose."
most important day of his life,
Mm-hmm.
or the greatest day of his life, and
Including when I was born
on his
Papa
wedding
Ron.
day, he'll have a speech of, "And today was still only the second greatest day of my life, because I'll never forget the beautiful day of Malfoy, the incredible bouncing ferret."
Even if it was not still the best day of his life at that point, he would do it because he married Hermione and he knew it would piss her off.
Oh,
and
no.
he lives for that.
But like, damn, Madeye Moody.
She'd follow up by saying her best day, this is her second best day and everything, and her first was the day she punched Malfoy in the face. And Ron's like, "Oh shit, I'd forgotten about that one. Okay, technically second best day. My first best day is that one instead."
So my wedding's my third best day. My bad, guys.
They go like, other best days include torturing Malfoy? Yeah, that sounds about right.
But no, man, Malfoy. We're also forgetting the fact that isn't this technically also animal abuse?
No, it's human. Just doesn't look like one right now.
When McGonagall thinks it's animal abuse.
It's such a student.
Technically,
Very
it's a ferret.
Listen, if you squint your eyes and read between the lines, maybe it's animal abuse. Maybe.
But it's Malfoy, so who cares?
Yeah, because Malfoy, of course, can't. Like, we also get
That's
one of
probably
Harry's.
the first time anybody's ever hit him. Well,
No.
no, except for last year when Hermione punched him. You're
Yeah.
right. The second, it's probably the first time anyone's used physical punishment on him.
It's the first time he's been humiliated in front of the entire school.
Brad had it coming. I have to admit, though, Harry's comment about the dung under, under the nose.
Chef's kiss.
I mean, like,
Does your mom always look like she's smelling something foul, or is it just you?
when you're around.
He went pink, so I was like, Harry touched a nerve. Is it true?
To be fair, though, Harry does bring up the thing. He's just like, then stop talking about other people's moms. Malfoy continues to rib on Mrs. Weasley over and over and over again.
And
I am shocked it took them until book 5 for them to finally snap on
because
it.
Harry didn't have any reason to. He never knew his mom, so he's like, well, now I can.
Now I have a legit yo mama joke.
Because Harry's not going to do anything half-assed.
But also, I feel like most of it beforehand was just, oh, well, your mom's so poor, your family's poor, how do they survive,
Your mom
blah,
had
blah,
so many
blah.
kids. But,
You know, kind of stupid shit. But, like, this one, that time Malfoy went a little too personal by calling Molly fat. And even Harry was like, no.
Oh, no. I like, in that moment and everything, I'm 100% behind Harry on that one. Eventually, you need to fucking have some consequences. You cannot talk that much shit and not expect to eventually get punched in the mouth. You needed to pick a better place to do it. But I'm going to be perfectly freaking honest with you and everything. I would have probably said... I would have been in that room and I would have been like... Bitch had it coming. Every single time, if Malfoy had just kept his mouth shut and minded his own damn business and everything, his entire time at Hogwarts would be infinitely more pleasant.
I can't wait to get to this chapter in the full cast audio, because I want to hear Missy as McGonagall in that ferret scene, but then I really hope, because there's all the background sounds, that you just hear the students go, ooh. Burn!
that'd be fucking great.
I have to admit, though, that Malfoy gets so much ammo over the course of the series and everything, and yet for some reason still comes out looking like the loser in most confrontations when it comes to this crap.
Also, what's crazy is, like, The fact that anybody takes, or like, that anybody lets Malfoy have a fucking stage. Like, all the other houses should be like, shut up, Malfoy. Because if you think about it, Ron helped save the school back when he was 12, alongside Harry Potter.
Yeah, like, what have you done? Like,
right.
at all?
Like, why does anybody listen to Malfoy? Like, oh, you're just rich? Whatever. Harry's rich too. Ooh.
I wonder if, because what Malfoy did in this chapter is something him, Crabbe, and Goyle have done. Where they're like, Malfoy, shut the fuck up. We don't want to listen to you. And he, like, pulls out his wand or shit and threatens them. He's like, well, you're gonna let me talk or you're gonna get cursed.
To be fair, though, he was a lot more curse-happy in the book 1. Like, when he, like, kept picking on Neville and everything. But he kind of reverted to just basic verbal bullying after a point.
Yeah, probably because Lucius was like, you dumb motherfucker. You can't do that yet.
We, of course, get Fred and George at the end and everything be like, he knows. And, like, Ron being so upset that we haven't got him till Thursday, basically, and everything. I'm like, I mean, fair enough. I mean, we get him next chapter, more or less. But still, it is kind of sad considering the overarching plot twist of the series and everything. We don't really get a whole lot of time with Moody as, like an actual person.
No. I love the narrator for the audiobook because it just fits Lee Jordan so well. Whatever line he said,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yep.
He's been there.
It's like, dude,
doing it.
Lee Jordan's amazing.
Honestly, though, yeah, like, Jim Dale does an incredible job with some of his, like, enunciations and stuff and everything. And every now and then you forget that it's just one guy, basically, reading a book.
I could never be a audiobook reader because I read to Rose and I try to, like, slightly change my voice for the characters and it doesn't. I don't think it works. Like, I can't even change my voice between, like, the speaking versus description.
I mean, fair. I do try, like, with the Harry Potter books and everything.
Yeah, but with the Harry Potter books, you have the movies to fall back on.
I try a little bit, but, like, I'm too busy trying to read it fast.
Yeah.
I can put on a bit of a McGonagall Scottish accent and everything if I really want to put some effort into it. Potter! What are you doing?
So sorry to anyone out there who is Scottish and listening. Our apologies.
I'm sure they're probably used to people butchering it, but I don't think they've heard too many white American men actually trying to do a female Scottish accent.
Probably not.
So, feel free to roast me down in the comments and everything on that one. But, hey, it's for the sake of my kids and trying to be entertaining for her, considering she's more interested in the Warriors books right now than she is in the Harry Potter novels.
She legit started crying last night when I finished book 3.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Because, is that when, spoilers, Blue Star dies?
No. Greystripe left ThunderClan to go to RiverClan.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she didn't cry when Silverstring died. She didn't cry or have any emotion when Tiger Claw attacked Blue Star. But Greystripe leaves ThunderClan to go to RiverClan and be with his kids, and she starts crying. I was not expecting that.
Well, yeah, because Greystripe's, like, the best friend, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I read the books.
Don't look at me. I never really got into them myself, personally speaking. I heard too many things about Watership Down and everything, and I was like, anything that stars animals seems like it's gonna be a interesting time. And I was too much of a chicken shit.
Nah, the Warrior books are way better than Watership Down. In terms of not as traumatizing.
Stop it.
Neither of you are allowed to yawn, because I have to be up all night.
Didn't you just, like, wake up recently or something, or...?
Shh, I'm still tired.
I mean, I
could have slept for another 2 hours,
She's still tired tomorrow.
But I woke up to come over and do this podcast with you guys.
She loves us.
She really does.
Listen,
anyway,
Mitchell, she's still tired tomorrow.
She'll be tired every day because we're millennials, and that's her perpetual state.
Until I win the lottery, I will be tired for forever.
Oh, I gotta check our lottery tickets.
Me too.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna ever win, but you know what? It's nice to
Hey,
keep
you
the
know
hope
what?
alive.
We gotta.
But hey, if we start posting these videos every single week, consistently,
There will be signs if we won the
there'll
lottery.
be signs.
There'll be signs.
We won't tell anybody,
But
but there will be signs.
We might have like a lot better picture art and everything, and
Hell, we might even do it video.
no,
no.
Kimmy will never
No.
allow that.
Not
could-
even with the paper bag.
We could have her
Maybe.
off. We could have her off to the side
I'll
and
be
have like
behind
a
the
whole
screen.
Hogwarts
No, we'll put
setup.
her in shadow.
You guys
Like
can
they
be on
do
the
on the
video, right? We'll do that.
We'll have a fireplace and like some Hogwarts like custom stuff and everything. So we're not giving any more money to J.K. Rowling if we can help it. And it'll be like the common room for the Hogwarts castle or something along those lines. Unless we're feeling particularly Slytherin, in which case we can get ourselves a
I'm curious-
giant fishbowl or something.
I just had a thought. Why the hell were they queuing up in the Great Hall to go, or in the entrance hall to go to the Great Hall?
Oh yeah, weird.
Queuing up tells me that they're going in line to go with trays to the kitchen to get their food. Like we all did.
Maybe it was just like they don't open the grand doors all the time, so it's just getting in. It's just everybody's all there at once, and you have to file in because.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, from my understanding, you could just walk in any time during the
Yeah.
lunch hour. That lunch was suggested.
Honestly, their whole food situation seems kind of confusing because, like, during the scene where they have the Yule Ball later and stuff, Dumbledore actually reads off a menu and gets his food that way. So it's like they're like a set period of time basically where there's just food at the table ready for you, or do you sit down and it starts moving upwards basically? Like,
Well,
do you
the
not
Yule
get...
Ball is a specific event for the food, but
I know, but my general thought process being is that obviously they don't ask for the food that they want. They just get whatever on the table, basically.
Yeah.
So,
maybe lunch is just a sandwiches kind of deal.
No, because I feel like they've mentioned like steak and kidney pie, and I think Hermione said something about beef casserole.
Maybe they just, like, when they know that there are students up there, start putting food out, like, some food. Or maybe they know when people are sitting at the table, and they only put food in that section.
Maybe it's activated, so when you sit in the seat, it's like, oh, food goes up! Like, they have the tables all down, all laid in.
Right.
I could only imagine, like, certain teachers would get up sooner than other teachers and stuff and everything. But I think later on in the series that Dumbledore makes a comment to Hagrid that he expects him to be up at the staff table for breakfast, basically. So I'm thinking there's probably some semblance of a set time, so maybe there is a bit of a queue where everybody's waiting to go in order to eat breakfast or something along those lines. It's one of those, like, things where they don't go into details, like the showers or the bathrooms and stuff for, like, the Gryffindors. Like, is it in the common room? Do you go further up the stairs and you get to a bathroom or a shower room or something? Yeah. Or are they outside of the actual common room and you basically got to walk around to the bathrobe or something after you cleaned up?
The dirt off of you.
I don't want to go into the details on that. I still thought it was kind of creepy that she made a comment that people would just squat down wherever they needed to and just disapparate the freaking waste, so to speak. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. They're struggling with the spell Lumos and everything, but we're going to have everybody clean up after themselves using a wand. Right. I'm sure that won't go poorly.
But there was a whole sanitation squad.
God. Oh, man, we really are getting into the weeds on this one. Kind of a relatively short chapter with, like, only so much details on there. Obviously, there are some highlights to this chapter and everything. But this is more of a day in the life of Hogwarts students chapter more than anything else. So I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
Just one last thing was that when Malfoy threatened Snape, he's like, I knew your father of old boy.
Wait,
Moody.
Moody, you said Malfoy.
Was talking to Malfoy. And like, when I said, when he was threatening Malfoy. He's like, I know your father of old. I'm like, I don't think he's talking as Moody there. He's talking as Crouch Jr.
I think for both Snape and Lucius, he was not talking as Moody. I could tell you stories about your father that are curly even your greasy hair, boy.
Honestly,
hey,
like,
wait, isn't the new Malfoy have curly hair?
Yeah.
How are they gonna deliver that line?
Well, that line was in the movie only, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't in the book.
Yeah.
That was a movie thing.
Oh, okay.
He said something else.
Well, that's good, because the new Malfoy has curly hair.
I think it was something about the stories I could tell you about your father.
Yeah. Ironically enough and stuff and everything, it's kind of wild, like, how interconnected the wizarding world is, that basically everybody's pretty much got an idea of everyone else.
Yeah. It's a small world after all.
I mean, I think somebody crunched the numbers. I think the wizarding population is, like, disgustingly small compared to the actual British population in real life, basically.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's single-digit percentages, basically.
In a side note, not Harry Potter related, I was just reading a post on Facebook where apparently George R.R. Martin claimed that Jaime Lannister could beat Aragorn in a fight. And I'm like, the fuck he could?
I used to be a pretty big Game of
Because-
Thrones fan and everything, but even at my peak Game of Thronesy fanniness and stuff, I would have laughed him out of the freaking place, man.
Right? I mean, let's be real. Jaime Lannister is just a man. Aragorn is fucking Aragorn. There's no fucking way.
Wait, I'm sorry. Jaime Lannister versus Aragorn?
Mm-hmm. Martin says that Jaime Lannister would win.
No, because Jaime Lannister's a pussy.
That too. Also, he's just a man. Aragorn is a ranger.
Aragorn, the son of Arathorn. Yeah, I doubt this man's, like, dude was trained by frickin' elves and everything, traveled across the land for, like, twice Jaime's entire life, doing good deeds, fighting evil and
Fought
everything.
off ring race.
Yeah, like, harbingers of, like, you know, evil and, like, almost evil human and corruption, it's, like, purest form and everything.
And what did Jaime fucking do?
His sister.
Exactly!
I don't know if you set me up for that one on purpose
Not
or you just walked
intentionally.
into that one.
Not intentionally.
I'm good. Like, honestly, and everything, that ending where he goes back to his fucking sister and everything, I was like, bro.
Again,
dude.
he's a pussy. Aragorn's got
I
him.
hope that if Martin ever actually gets around to finishing the bloody damn series and everything, that he alters a couple of things different from the actual TV show, because that royally pissed me off so badly and everything when he went back to his freaking sister and everything. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You were this close. You had so much character development. We learned so much about you. Honestly, one of the better
Water go down
characters.
the hole.
One of the better characters over the course of the franchise. I really did enjoy him in the books a lot and everything. Surprisingly enough, I was actually kind of liking the incestual bastard, basically. And then that happened, and I was like,
Well, so much for that.
wow. Like, way to just piss it all out the door, basically. I hate it when
Water
they
go down
create...
the hole.
I've always kind of hated that. Even if I don't like a character, if they're going through some semblance of a redemption arc, if the author just decides partway through, like, no, we're going to abort this and everything, I'm just sort of like, well, gee, Willikers, thanks for wasting my freaking time.
Chloe.
Yeah, she was the one I was thinking of on that one. I never really much cared for her as a character and everything.
I started to like her when she had her good moments of being a decent human being. And then they said, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I was not particularly happy with that. And
How
this
about
is...
Clone? Zoe. I hated that. That was so dumb.
By the way,
I do feel bad for Zoe, though. She doesn't deserve to get, like... She's catching strays and stuff when she's not really a bad person. And her actually starting to finally have some character development with her coming out as actually, you know, gay and everything. I was like, okay, we're going somewhere with her, because beforehand she was basically, I'm Diet Chloe. I'm Chloe that potentially kept the redemption arc and everything, basically.
Yeah. No, she's fine now. I just meant when they introduced her, she was, I'm Chloe, but nice.
Which, by the way, they're talking about Miraculous Ladybug.
I still need to start watching the most recent season, to be honest.
In the Tokyo special.
I didn't hear anything too important that came from the Tokyo special, to be honest, so I'm not, like, super interested. I know the London special had a lot of had a lot of stuff in it and everything, but I didn't hear anything from the Tokyo special. Basically glorified spin-off fodder, from what I've heard.
I don't even remember what the London special was about at the moment.
That was the time travel one where she was going back in time dealing with what's her Lila's time travel thing, trying to
Yes.
discover who our
That
identity
didn't even
is.
take place. That was barely in London at best. But anyway, we gotta wrap this up.
Somebody's got places to go and people to see, and I've got beds to sleep in and work to get ready for in the morning.
Yep.
But if you want more of my content, you can find me at Luna's Creation Corner. I should hopefully be posting again soon, since now I have my craft room back, so I can post things again.
Am I gonna get my chocobo anytime soon?
Shush you.
Okay,
Hopefully before the end of the year.
that would be nice. I like the idea. I like chocobos. They're adorable.
You can find me and all of my progress on YouTube, Brandywine Stitches, for all my candles and other things at Hucktown Candle Co. and the rest of the socials.
Somebody else needs to get back on her stuff as well.
I've been working on them. I just haven't done any updates on social media, which I do know I need to do.
And I am on Cole Sanders on Twitch and stuff. I'm still playing through Persona 3 Reloaded, but I have taken some time to go play some other stuff in honor of the May 4th and everything else that have been happening in terms of the Star Wars community and everything, because we like our holidays for some reason. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to join us next week as we talk about the next chapter. But until then,
Keep your wands at the ready.
bye!